all this twisting and torquing that we do, where this part is mushy. That's where we're losing power. And then our weight gets shifted back onto our heels a lot of times, because when I'm pushing on something, I'm not able to displace it, and then I get rebounded off, okay? So there's all these hinges, do you see? And that's where energy's coming out. So we have to learn to hold this frame in the beginning. This is how I want you to start. You're gonna hold this frame, okay? So we'll try it with 2 hands this time. And my hips are gonna be in the Han-Mi angle. Okay? So Han-Mi angle here, if I don't point this foot at the fight and I point it where my body is going, you see how I have that frame? And so my hip will move with that foot. You see how it's doing that? Okay? That's my hip angle. So this would be extreme. Do you see that? So watch, here's my body. And I'm going to turn my front foot and slightly turn the back foot to the 45-degree angle. And my hips are moving with my feet. And everything stops. Do you see that? What some of you do is you go extra. That little bit extra. And now you caved in on the back arch. Do you see that? Okay. So we have to do that. Then you can see, because I'm in this position, my hands can't be even. Do you see that? That can't be even, right? Okay. So what we've been doing when we go to katate is you guys are dead on this side. And the deadness doesn't just stay in your arm. It comes into this whole side of the body. So we're gonna do it with 2 hands, and you have to resist this. Okay? And I'm just here, and all I do is hold those corners of my hips and my shoulders in that relationship. And he's helping me, so he doesn't push, because maybe at first, oh man, I can't do it. Okay, so what he does by gradually increasing is he's allowing me, like if I feel a shoulder bite here, oh, okay, that wasn't it, right? And just like always, in this case, you'll find the ground path on the back foot. And I just hold the structure. And by him increasing pressure, it gives me the chance to develop it. So, okay, what does that mean? That means that maybe at first I have this kind of bracing angle, right? And I'm gonna see how do I get out of it? How do I get out of it? Maybe I don't have the bracing angle, okay? But maybe I feel a lot of tension. So I start trying to hold the same posture, and I start trying to relaxing everything. Relax until I'm able to do the same thing, but I have very little, if none, tension. Okay? Try it. So you can't have these, you see this in here is skewed. Okay? And nor can you have this. You see that? So keep your hips where your shoulders are. You see how I'm doing that? So there's a kind of tucking, but not extreme. Because now my hips are in front of my shoulders, and my weight's on my heels. So everything is over itself. And engaged. So when you have this slight curl, you're activating the glutes, okay? And all this is getting activated. When you do either one, right, you actually deactivate the glutes, you're just compressing your spine here, right? And this is soft. Same thing, right? Oh, I might have got some glute activation on this side, but not so much on this side. And again, this is mushy. Boom. So he goes, and I have to make that pelvis angle part of what I'm doing here. So I put a lot of mental energy in holding the pelvis. Not letting it do this stuff. Hold the pelvis. Hold the pelvis. And start releasing the shoulders. That is very key. That is not tension in the shoulders. That the shoulders are relaxed. They're not doing anything. Okay, let's try. Okay, so the goal is, like I said, you gotta free that shoulder because it's a weak link. You can see the way that the joint operates. Not only do you get this kind of 360, but the whole freaking corner, right? You see that? And it's on one side of another axis of my spine. Then you lose a lot of power in that. Okay. So I gotta free my shoulder. Well, then where's my stability? Where do I put the stability? So it's not in the deltoid flexion. Can't be. It's too weak a muscle, and you're asking too much of it. So as you're trying to do this training, as we go to one hand, right? Do you see that difference? It just goes dead. So you have to use your mind that this side's not dead. Wherever my arm is, this side is not dead. So the same thing here. When he's here, the feeling, right? I want it out of these biting areas, and let's go to the next one where that is what I'm holding. That's what I'm holding. So it doesn't matter what my arm is doing. I can still hold that. I can still hold that. Here I am not holding it. You see? All right. Here, I can hold it here, and I'm still holding it. You see, there's no change in that pressure. Do you guys see that? Okay, well, in the same way, there's no change in this pressure. I'm not really holding that. So we can go over here, and I just hold this. When I start doing that, oh, okay? So, I pretend I'm here till I get it. I feel the pressure here. And now I can move without releasing that. I take that feeling and I do it over here. So I'm not holding this, I'm holding this. So my arm can move as much as I need it to because it's not the bracing. So you can do this weird deltoid angle. Why don't I just hold it here? Just like I'm holding this here. And again, the more you relax, the more you're here. So you keep pushing. I'm going to give myself a more worse. Don't just stay there. Push, push. I give myself a worse angle. You see that? And I just hold here. Just like I'm doing this. Out of the shoulder. Here. Relax the shoulder. Free the shoulder. Okay? Alright. Let's try. Okay. So it's a little contradictory at first because you're like, I'm asking you to make these four corners, right? But that was the beginner move. So as you start to go, you don't want four corners. It's going to be a grid pattern. So different angles that you're coming in on, it's not going to really work. You want a sphere. You want a sphere, and you want the sphere to just change sizes. Okay. So what I'm doing here, first drill, got my corners aligned. right? And I'm trying to not have it be with these things, do you see? Okay? And then what I want you to do is start taking away those things. Take away those things so you can hold this. And then start relaxing. Relax, relax, relax. Yes, an intention to relax, okay? And then I want you to see that you can hold it because you're holding this thing. And then next drill was, hey, see if you can move this. Some of you start moving and you go like this. Okay? So I'm here, I hold it, and just as I can hold it when I'm doing this, right, you can hold it with your legs doing different things, okay? Then why can't this arm be just as free? This arm can be just as free. And yes, even at extreme angles, it's still holding here, okay? So, same thing with movement. When I start to move, I don't lose it. I don't lose it. Here, I'm holding that. Boom. Boom. Hold. Just as free. Holding. Boom. Hold. Even when you feel the yin, that's not for you to take it off. Hold. 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 Oh. So, when it starts to break apart on the arm that he's holding, it's when the shoulder mechanism becomes separated. And then you try to tell yourself to relax when you put your mind where it's biting you, right? But your mind went there, so you probably aren't going to let go of it. So a beginner trick is work with your scapula. So when you feel the shoulder mechanism start to separate, pull the scapula down, right? Imagine that this triangle bone he has right here, that there's a chain with a hook on it, and there's a ball that's pulling it down, a weighted ball. When you feel it, pull it down. And that's what you're doing in this throw. So when it comes time to this throw, don't lift your arm, lift the scapula. Boom, drop the scapula. Keep it out of the deltoid. In here, boom, scapula, drop the scapula. Until you don't need that, and you're just working with this. Don't try tricks. You see that? Boom. Okay, let's go. This technique, this version of this technique, right, it's working on this thing, but it's tempting you to disengage it. You see that? So you don't disengage it. You keep that same feeling, and you're moving with that feeling. So in the same way that the shoulder should be free, which you're demonstrating here, so should the legs. The legs shouldn't mean like, oh, I collapsed. Okay, so he's pushing, right? I'm getting everything where I need it to be. I'm moving, do you see? I'm stepping, same thing. I have that same feeling, right? I don't do this stuff or this stuff. Whoa, get me back up, right? I'm doing this stuff. Then I have connection on his head. You see that? You can think of this part. I'm gonna go past it and get a connection on his spine line. So I'm just moving. Boom, got it. Then I have an entering, boom, and a projection. hold, push, boom, and you should be able to move. Boom. So I'm exaggerating the stepping so you can see, right? Boom. There's the turn. There's that crazy angle that you don't like. Well, you're going to need it, and then boom, boom. Okay, let's go. Your imagery is in the way, and remember that I told you, like, imagery is very important. You can't separate your mind, your idea, your intention. So when I gave you that ball, like, I didn't just say pull your scapula down. I gave you an image. Do you see? So your mind is very much a part of this. So right now, you guys, your imagery I can tell is X, Y. So you're going, well, he's coming in this way. And then I'm supposed to throw him back that way. That's not it. You come in here, the fight turn. You see? See that? The fight, I'm turning the fight. So he's coming in this way, I go that way, he goes into this yin space over here, and I throw over there. You see that? So it's more this feeling, boom, boom. And it's not this feeling. You guys see that? So there's no way you're going to get this if you're trying to throw back at that wall. Yeah, you're going to do this kind of stuff. And you're also going to bring his head towards you. You see that? So you're going to push really hard. Okay? So he's pushing really hard. And when I go here, boom, you see his head goes right to my arm. My arm does not go like that. Just changing the fight. He's pushing really, really hard. Right? And I just go, boom, I'm in. And the fight rotated. Did you see that? So, once I'm here, no, 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 no. Boom. He's pushing, pushing, pushing. I do my movement, boom, and I project. But not throwing him that way. So, I'm just doing that in a drill fashion. Get out of the shoulder. Maybe I need to use that imagery of the scapula and the weighted chain. And I'm doing everything else the same. There's his head. Then, same thing. I'm grounded, right? Push. That's what lets me go in. Boom. Okay? Come on. So we're trying to advance, right? Boom. Okay. When you first learn this technique, you have a tendency of everything goes at once. So arm and leg go at once. Oh, I can't even do that. So let me try it again. Boom. See that? That's not it. The center moves in. You see the arm is still. The projection happens on the foot. Boom, boom. So that you're not doing a leverage technique, and you're bending them down. You see that? Boom, boom. Boom, push. In, boom. There you are. This is leverage. Once I have your angle, pull, right, pull, boom, project.